Hello my nectarines, Nono here, and I'm back with another video. It feels so good to say that I took a bit of a break, and man did I miss you guys. I am super excited for today's video. We're just gonna chill, catch up and do some fun nail art. I quickly just attached my full cover tips off camera for each finger. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna be trying out some new nail art. We're gonna be experimenting, and of course we're gonna catch up. As I mentioned, I'm so excited. Okay, let's not waste any time, let's get straight into it. Starting with the thumbnail, I'm going to go in with a layer of protein bond. I just like going in with it, especially on top of full cover tips, just so that there is good adhesion between the nail and the product. But yeah, how have you guys been doing? How are you all? I missed you so much. I just missed the catching up and the chit chats in the comments. By the way, this is the inspo for the thumbnail. I saw this on Instagram and it's by Shining Moment, and she just created this using some iridescent flakes, and then using her tweezer she kind of embossed the little pattern, and I just thought this was so beautiful. I definitely can't wait to try it, even though I know mine's not going to come out as great, but you know what, we're experimenting. So I'm going in with a thin layer of my builder gel, and I like going with builder gel with stuff like this because it's not going to move or fly up my cuticle, which is awesome. I'm applying it very thinly. We are not going to cure this layer. That's because we're going to smoosh in our little flakes on that wet layer. These particular flakes I've had for years, you guys. I don't even know where I bought these, and I think this is actually the first time I've ever used them. My ones kind of have a purple greenish shift to them, so yeah, that's what we're going to be using. I'm not really worried about placing them perfectly. Once I start creating the pattern, you actually won't see them that much. So part of the reason why I took a break is because this was my son's first year at daycare, like full on, like the whole day, and he's 2 years old. And guys, he's been getting so sick. He had an eye infection, and recently he had an ear infection. He's just been so miserable. So I just kind of been focusing all my attention in making sure that he is good, and I'm glad to say I think he's okay. I think he's finally just had all the major sicknesses that kids go through in daycare, and I think we will be fine for some time. So to create the little pattern, I'm going to be using the solid glue gel. This particular one I bought locally, but I've heard that the Makartt one is also just as great, so I'll link it down below. I'm using a silicone tool to just like mush it into place. I was really surprised at how well it kind of stayed, and it didn't make the nail bulky at all, because I was also very careful not to add too much. So to create the lines, or basically the pattern, I'm just using the scraper side of my cuticle pusher, but you could also use dental floss. I've seen people use that. That works very well, and I've even seen people use those nail art chains, but I think that would work best if you have two free hands and you're doing it on someone. If you're going to be doing it on your own, like you saw in the reference video, she was using some tweezers, and you know what, the scraper tool worked pretty well. The only thing I struggled with was mine was self-leveling quite quickly, so I would notice that some of the lines I've created were starting to like merge to each other, so I would quickly run back and fix them. For that reason, I think I forgot one line. I was supposed to go across again, but I quickly cured, and then afterwards I applied my 9-wipe top coat, and I really tried making sure that the top coat is going in between the lines, that way I don't have tacky areas. And you guys, this is the finished design. Not bad at all, if I say so myself. I wish I'd done the one line that I forgot, but I think for my first attempt, really nice, and I like the gritty texture. It's really cool. I definitely will be reattempting this properly the next time, just like more calmly. Probably chill my gel as well, just put it in the fridge, but I'm happy. Now moving on to the index finger for this one. This is the inspo, and this is by Momo Nails. It's basically that puffy design that's been haunting us all because I've even tried it, and it just didn't come out as nice. And she just takes some charms, smoosh it in there, and then apply some top coat, and it gives this cute puffy effect. And we're gonna try it. Okay, let's try it together. Now I wanted mine to be pink, but I don't have pink solid glue gel, so I just use normal pink gel, and this is by Modelones in this shade 034, and I gave it a really good mix. The only thing I didn't like is that it just ended up having so many air bubbles that I ended up having to pop as I was going along. So other than that, the color was very nice and opaque, and I really liked it. I'm guessing you could also do this with polygel. When I was doing this, I was like, actually polygel will also work. So if you don't have solid glue gel, try see if polygel won't work. I'm grabbing one of my heart charms, and I'm gonna do the same and smoosh it into the center of the nail. And then after that, I'm using a brush with some alcohol to just pat it and just make it nice and pretty. I still didn't like how mine turned out. I think I should have done it on a shorter nail like Momo did. Maybe it would have come out nicer. I don't know. This design is just so hard to do, and I'm not the only one who's been struggling. I've been seeing more and more nail techs struggle with it. But Anushka, if you guys know Anushka, she does beautiful nail content over on Instagram and TikTok. I'm not sure if she has a YouTube channel, but she just did this so amazingly. I'm finishing up everything with some top coat, cured it for 60 seconds, and you know what, after the top coat it was kind of okay. I just felt like it was a little bit too bulky. Maybe I should have done it in the middle finger, but after the top coat I kind of liked it. It's alright. I'll come back and I'll come back and work on it, and hopefully I'll get it to look the way I want. But yeah, that's the puffy nail design on the middle finger. Moving along on the middle finger, I'm going to be trying this beautiful aura bordered up effect situation, and this one is by Nails by Mixie on TikTok. I really love this. This is so beautiful, and I'm super excited to try it. I'm going in with a thin layer of this emerald green gel polish. Unfortunately, I bought it locally as well, so I don't have a link for it, you guys. I do apologize, but I went in with 2 coats and then I cured it for 60 seconds. Now, coming back to us catching up, another thing I wanted to mention that caused me to take a break, I just lost all my passion to create nail art and create videos, and I'm sure some of you can relate to that. It just gets to a point where you kind of just feel stuck, and you look at yourself and you're like, what am I doing? I suck. So I kind of went through a slump for a second, and taking a break really helps. This is how the nail is looking now after I did that border. I don't have an airbrush, but I found this to work pretty well. I'm going in with a makeup sponge, and I'm using a pinching tool to like hold it, and I patted the excess gel off on the side so that it's not too intense, and then I patted gently onto the nail, and then I cured in my lamp for 60 seconds. I did this 3 times, even though I didn't show it on the video, and after the 3rd time I felt like it just looked so perfect. It's obviously not as good as an airbrush, but you know, I'm still happy. I sealed everything up with some 9-wipe top coat, and then this is how the middle nail turned out. Really cool, you guys. Let me know what you think, right? Because I really don't want to buy an airbrush, and this for me just worked perfectly. The ring finger, we're going to be trying the orchid 3D nail art, and this has been everywhere, and it's just so beautiful. One of my favorite is by Esme Gels. I hope I'm pronouncing everyone's names correctly. She's also on Instagram. So my base is just some cat eye gel. I didn't activate the cat eye effect. I just wanted that sparkliness from it. Afterwards, I rolled up some solid glue gel. I only wanted to do 3 petals, and I wanted to make it look more like a, as close to an orchid as it can. And then I just picked the little balls with my silicone tool, and then I just started smushing. If you've done acrylic flowers, this is even easier because acrylic would set while you're working, whereas the solid glue gel gives you more than enough time to just mold and play around until you are happy, and then you just cure everything for 60 seconds. I've tried this one as well. If you guys check my shorts, I've definitely tried to recreate this one. This is my second attempt. Also, I did try to create the puffy nail design as well over on my shorts, so please check it out. If you're curious where I spend most of my time, I'm usually over on TikTok. I've been really enjoying TikTok, you guys. It's just been so much fun over there, way more relaxed. So if you want to see what I do in between the week, please go check out my TikTok. It's at Necta Nails over there as well. So for the actual color, I pulled out my solid gels by Modelones, and I went with this turquoisey color, and I applied 2 coats because I just wanted it to be more like solid instead of a little bit transparent. And then I cured both coats for 60 seconds, and I decided to add extra detailing just to make it look more like a flower. So I went in with like a maroonish gel, and I tried creating those nice blobby blobs, and then I went around the edges of the flower and I kind of ombreed the color inward, and I really liked it. I thought it kind of gave what I needed it to give. And then after I was happy with this step, I quickly went ahead and just cured it in my lamp for 60 seconds. To finish up the flower, I quickly just went in with some caviar beads in the center. I just didn't film that. I just quickly placed them in the center and then finished the flower off with some Nono wipe top coat. This is the final look for the orchid nail. I really liked it, you guys. It's so pretty. Now for the pinky. When I tell you, this design kicked my ass so much. So this is the inspo, and it's by Real Hot Girl Nails on Instagram, and in particular this black and white situation over here. Who did this kick my ass, you guys? I tried doing this over and over. There was a point where I nearly gave up, and in hindsight I can see why I struggled. She used a shorter almond nail, so it allowed for her center circles to be slightly bigger than her 2 circles around the edges. And for the life of me, while I was doing this, I couldn't figure out why I can't get my circles to like align or look as cool as hers. And now I realize it's probably the nail shape. But on top of that, I really struggled with the circles themselves because I wanted them to be, you know, I wanted them to look perfect, and for the life of me they just wouldn't look perfect. So I just kept erasing and trying, erasing and trying, erasing and trying, and eventually I was like, no, you know what, I'm not gonna film. Let me just put my hand right up close to my face so I can try my best to, you know, to get these circles to line up. Eventually I just gave up. So they're a little bit wonky for my liking, but I still love I still tried to capture the essence of the design, and I still love it. I think it's really cool. By the way, Real Hot Girl Nails has been doing an amazing job at just giving me life. She has her own press-on nail business. I think she's based in the US. I could be wrong, but man, please go check her out. She is my ultimate fave at the moment, and I love her work so much. So I went back to the solid glue gel and I rolled up some of those 3D balls and I placed them in the white circle. I actually shouldn't have picked them up with, what do you call this, with tweezers, because they kind of like left indentations. So yeah, I quickly finished up the nail with some non-wipe top. Guys, I was so done with this nail. I didn't even feel putting top coat on. But yeah, this is the overall final set with all the different nail arts, and I think my favorite is going to be the orchid nail. You let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. I definitely want to try the puffy nail again, and the thumb design as well. Quickly ran outside because I wanted to show you guys how they look in natural daylight. So beautiful. Loved every single one. You guys know I love challenging myself with like crazy nail art that I see on the internet. If you have any suggestions that you'd like for me to recreate, just send me a DM on Instagram and I'll try my best to recreate. Well, we reached the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Do me a huge favor and click that like button. I'm gonna love and leave you, and I'm back, I promise. There will be more videos coming up, and I'm so excited, re-energized, and I cannot wait to create more nail content for you guys. I hope you're having a phenomenal day wherever you are. Bye guys.